Police have launched a manhunt for the killers of 2 police officers who were shot and killed in Ivory Park in Midrand last night. Gauteng Commissioner Lieutenant General Mthombeni has mobilised maximum resources to catch the perpetrators. The 2, a sergeant and a constable, both attached to the Ivory Park police station, were conducting crime prevention duties in Ivory Park Extension 9 when they were fatally shot by unknown suspects. The suspects then fled the scene with 2 SAPS pistols, a SAPS rifle and 2 cell phones. The owner of the house where the 2 were shot says the incident has traumatised his children, who were also home at the time of the incident.
We're coming to you live from the crime scene where 2 police officers were gunned down last night here in Ivory Park. The incident has sent shockwaves throughout the community, and as I'm speaking to you, bloodstains remain here in front of this residence. Perhaps a startling reminder of the brutality that took place here last night. I want to speak to the resident, or rather the owner of this particular property, and that is Mr. Themba Mhlongo. So thank you so much for joining us. Just tell us about your feelings. How do you feel about this incident, in particular with so much blood that remains in front of your property?
Yeah, yona ibuhlungu into eyenzekile ezolo ngoba nami bengekho lapha ekhaya mangidingizwa abantwana abafona bathi hey kunento eyenzekile mangifika lana ngithola ukuthi vele amaphoyisa ayi2 alele phansi, so he's feeling bad.
Did you hear anything of perhaps what was the motive behind this? Did anyone share any information with you?
No, for kwamanje angakabi no if uyiwani unginikeze information.
When you look at this and just how they gunned down 2 police officers who were just doing their work, patrol work, and also stole their firearms, as a resident, what does that tell you about crime? How do you feel? Also, your children live in this house.
Yona ibuhlungu kakhulu ngoba nami mangihleli so ngihlala ngithukile ngoba angazi labantu laba sukuphelele lapho or kusazoqhubeka.
What would you, as a resident in this area, what would you like to see happen? Police work and so forth.
Yeah, ngifika amaphoyisa seyakhona vele, and then so mabachaza bathi nebhamu zamaphoyisa zithathiwe kanjani.
Do you think you need more active patrolling of police when crime is this out of hand? As a resident, what is it that Ivory Park residents need perhaps to fight crime more effectively?
Yeah, yona ingaba njalo ukuthi bawongeza amanye amaphoyisa ngoba into mayisovele at least if bekuyi3 amaphoyisa maybe bekuzosurvive oyi1 bekazoshare information ukuthi kwenzakalani.
All right, thank you so much. That's the owner of this property that I'm standing next to, Mr. Themba Mhlongo, as he just told us that he was not home when the incident took place, when the 2 officers were gunned down and their firearms were taken. So obviously the motive for this murder is still unknown. But in most cases, if incidents such as these happen, previously we have actually established that most of the times criminals are actually after the firearms of police officers. Just a few hours after these police officers were gunned down, this morning, police in Ivory Park were called out to another crime scene where the body of a man was found in a bush or near a bush close to a residence, and he was found with a gunshot wound through the head. We spoke to an eyewitness who told us that he suspects that the same men who gunned down these 2 police officers could have been responsible for that particular murder, and he is alluding this to the conversation that he overheard. And apparently these men were in the process of robbing a woman. One of them decided to actually defend this particular woman and told the gang that it's not right to rob this woman. She might have children and she will have to still look after her children. And thereafter an altercation ensued, and this particular man was then gunned down by the very same group that he was traveling with. And the eyewitness telling us us that from the conversations that he heard, the arguments that ensued, he could actually string together that it's the same men, that they were actually from this crime scene and they were traveling along that particular route, and they came face to face with this woman that they attempted to rob. And obviously one of them stood brave, saying that this is not the action that a woman should be subjected to. But here it is a bit tense, with many of the community members asking what happened here. Police firm on the ground trying to obviously pin the pieces together to find out what happened, but ultimately a startling reminder of just how vulnerable police officers are also at times when they come face to face with criminals this time of the year. Also very sensitive for police officers. We've heard from the police giving us the statistics saying from April this year to end of September, over 6 police officers have already been killed in the line of duty, and that of course just highlighting the sensitivity of the police work that they are doing this time of the year, but throughout, and also again depicting the sensitive picture of just how bad crime is in South Africa.